Hello viewers, my name is Mr. Adebanjo, and in today's lesson we are going to be talking about another topic on plane geometry, which is parallel lines. We have in the last couple of video we had in the past, we have talked about uh, line geometry as one of the topic under plane geometry, whereby we talk about angle on a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. Vertically opposite angles are equal, and also that angle at a point is equals angles at the point are equals to equals to 360 degrees, and we use this those theorem to solve possible problems. Now in this video, now we are going to be discussing parallel lines. When are two lines said to be parallel? When do we say two lines are parallel? When they cannot meet, when they go this line go this way and this line go this way as well. That's why you're having arrow in front of them. That is, they continue to go like this. They continue to go like this. This one continues to go like this. This one continues to go like this. So those two lines are parallel, and that is, it cannot meet. Two parallel lines do not meet. They go their ways. So you can also have parallel line to go like this, straight like this. Then another one to go like this as well. And don't forget, we can also have more parallel line. It can be more than two. It can be have another line under it now, and it is still parallel lines. You can have three parallel lines, four parallel lines, and so on. But two parallel lines do not meet. Parallel lines do not meet. Then when you have parallel lines and another line cut across those parallel lines, that line is called line of transversal. If you have parallel lines, whether two or three parallel lines, and a line cut across it, that line is called line of transversal. So that line of transversal cut across parallel lines, angles are formed. Angle is formed here, angle is formed here, angle is formed here, angle is formed here, an angle is formed here, an angle is formed here, angle is formed here, and angle is formed here. All these angles that are formed have names and they have relationships. And those are the things we are going to be talking about under parallel lines. So don't forget, we have parallel lines and we have line that cut across it to be line of transversal. So different angles are formed. So in the next slide now, we'll be seeing those different, we'll be talking about those angles that are formed. Now, the first angle that is formed when a line of transversal cut across parallel line is alternate angles. The first angle we want to talk about under parallel lines is alternate what? Alternate angle. Alternate angle. Now, how do we get alternate angle when a line of transversal cut across two parallel lines like this? Of course, you agree that this is a line of transversal and this line and the other line are parallel. You can see that we have different angles here, which we label A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Which angle are alternate angle? I want you to know that alternate angles are equal. Alternate angles are equal. So which angles are alternate? How do we get alternate angle when we have parallel lines cut across by a line of transversal? Try to form Z. Try to form Z. Look at the line, the way I'm drawing it on the screen right now. That line, then this line, then this line. You can say I form Z like that now. That means this angle here in that Z and this angle in that Z are alternate. So it means angle C and angle E are alternate angle. And what about alternate angle? They are what? They are equal. Also, if I form another Z, look at this angle, this line here, this one from here to here. If I form a line like this now, then this line again, then this line again like this, another Z like that now. You can see that another angle is formed. This angle here and this angle here, they are also alternate angles. So it means that angle D and angle F are also equal because they are also alternate angle. From here now, we have been able to get alternate angle by forming something like Z. When you have two parallel lines cut across by a line of transversal, it means angle C is alternate to angle E and angle D is alternate to angle F. So also, if you look at another angle that is formed is corresponding angle. Corresponding angle. Corresponding angles are also equal. We know that angle C and angle E are alternate. Angle D and angle F are also alternate. What are corresponding angle? How can we get corresponding angle? Corresponding angle, this is a line of a parallel line, another parallel line, look at how do we get corresponding angle. The angle before the parallel line, this is the angle. The angle before the parallel line, this angle B is before the parallel line, and the angle before the parallel line of the one under here, which is angle F, they are corresponding angle. The angle before the parallel line at this side here, which is angle A, and the angle at this before the parallel line at this side, which is angle E, they are also corresponding. That means they are equal. Also, if you look at under the parallel lines here, the angle at this here, which is C, under the parallel line, and the angle under the parallel line, which is at this side here, which is G, are also corresponding. Also, angle under here and angle under here, they are also what corresponding. So that's how you can get corresponding angle in parallel lines. Before the parallel lines, before the parallel lines, under the parallel lines, under the parallel lines. Then before the parallel line here, before the parallel line here, angle there, under the parallel line, under the parallel line, the angle there are corresponding. That means they are equal. So in the next video, we're going to talk about the next angle you can get under in parallel lines when it cut across by line of transversal. I hope you have been able to learn one or two things in this video. Try to subscribe, share the videos, like the video, and we'll see you in the next video. Viewers, I want to welcome you to today's teaching. The last video we talked about parallel lines, what is parallel lines, and how we can identify parallel lines and different angles that can be formed when you have parallel line cut across transversal line. And we talk about alternate angles, that they are equals, and we talk about corresponding angles that they are equal and how you can derive them. Then in this video, we are going to be talking about the third angles that can be derived when you have two parallel lines cut across by a line of transversal. And that angle is opposite interior angles. Opposite interior angles. Opposite interior angles are supplementary. When are two angles said to be supplementary? When the addition of the two angles give us 180 degrees, that means they are supplementary. So opposite interior angles are supplementary. That is, they add up to 180 degrees. So where are opposite interior angles of two parallel lines cut across by a line of transversal? The meaning of interior angle means angle inside any shape. Angle inside any shape is talking about the interior angle of that shape. So this angle D here and angle E here, they are the interior angle at this side of that parallel side, on those parallel lines. Angle D and angle E are opposite interior angle. They are opposite. You can see that they are opposite one another, and they are inside the what's it called, the two parallel lines. So that means they are opposite interior angles. So addition of angle D and angle E will give us 180 degrees. That's what the theorem is saying. Also, if you look at this side of the other side of that triangle, those parallel lines, angle C and angle F, they are also facing one another, each other, and that means, and they are also interior angles. So it means that the addition of angle C and angle F also will give us 180 degrees. So that is what that theorem is talking about. So we are talking about three theorems now. Three theorems in parallel line. The first one is alternate angle. That is, angle C is alternate to angle E. Angle D is also alternate to angle F. Also, we talk about corresponding angle, and why we can get that angle B is corresponding to angle F, and angle A is corresponding to angle E. Then angle C is corresponding to angle G, and angle D is corresponding to angle H, and corresponding angle are equal. Then we talk about opposite interior angle, that they are supplementary. Angle D plus angle E will give us 180 degrees because they are supplementary, and angle C and angle plus angle F will give us 180 degrees as well. And if you watch the video on the line geometry, where we talk about theorem on angle on a straight line, it is not just these three angles that can be derived when we have parallel line cut across line of transversal. It's not only alternate angles, it's not only corresponding angle, it's not only opposite interior angle. If you watch a video on plane line geometry, it's got that there's a relation between this angle A and angle B, which is what? Angle on a straight line. Also, there's a relation between angle C and angle D, also angle on a straight line. There's a relation between angle B and angle. There's a relation between the angle B and angle C as well, angle on a straight line. There's a relation between angle A and angle D, angle on a straight line as well. There's a relation between angle B and angle D. They are vertically opposite angle. And in that video, we talk about vertically opposite angle are equal. Also, angle A and angle C, they are also vertically opposite. Aside from the alternate angle, corresponding angle, and opposite interior, you can also use those theorem I mentioned now to find those angles. The same thing we are having here, angle F and angle E, they are on the same, and they are angle on the straight line. Angle G and angle H, they are angle on the straight line. Angle F and angle G, they are on the straight line. Angle E and angle H, they are also on straight line. So if you want know one of them, you can find the second one. That's what it means using angle on the straight line theorem. Also, angle F and angle H, they are vertically opposite. Angle G and angle E, they are also vertically opposite. So those are the other theorem you can also use inside parallel lines geometry. So please and please, I hope you have learned one or two things in this video. Do like the video, share the videos, subscribe to our channels, share the video with your colleagues. And then in the couple of videos now, we are going to be using this theorem we have learned so far in parallel geometry to solve some problem. Thank you and God bless you. Hello viewers, my name is Mr. Adebanjo and I want to welcome you to this class. In our last video, we treated the parallel lines and the line of transversal. We talked about what a parallel line is, what a line of transversal is, and different angles that could be formed when a line of transversal cuts across two or more parallel lines. So it means that if you have not watched that videos, please go back and watch those videos before you can come to this question. Please and please go back. It's very important so that you can understand what you are trying to do here. Now you can only get that. You can get those videos on my playlist. Click on my playlist and check plane geometry. You see those videos there. Now, if you look at the question on the screen right now, we are given these two parallel lines, then this line of transversal that cut across it. Please, anytime you are solving question involving parallel lines and line of transversal, the first thing you need to do is to get those two parallel lines involved. So the parallel lines involved and the line of transversal, please, is very important. First of all, get those parallel lines involved in the question and get the line of transversal. That's when you can now start talking about the angle that are involved, whether alternate angle, corresponding angle, or opposite interior angles are supplementary. Now, for this question, now these are the two parallel lines involved. These parallel lines and this parallel line. How can I identify parallel lines? It's either they put arrows on it like this, or they write it in words that this line and this line are parallel lines. They will write it in words. So for this question now, you can see that there's arrow on this line and there's also arrow on this line. So that means those two lines are parallel, and this line that cut across it is a line of transversal. So it means that angles are formed. One of them is alternate angle. This angle here is alternate to this angle here. Angle T is alternate to angle U. And this angle that is here, this unknown angle here, is alternate to this angle X. Then we also know that other angles we can also get other angles on the parallel line, just like angle on a straight line, vertically opposite angle, angle at a point. All this one you can also get from parallel line as well. If you watch those videos I made in the last couple of videos back. Let's try to solve this question. Now we are given this angle here at 30 degrees, this angle at 70, and we are given this angle here as T. We have to find angle T, U, S, and W. Now how can we do that? This is a parallel line, and this is a line of transversal that cut across those two parallel lines. You can see that this angle here, 30 degrees plus 70 degrees, it has a relationship with this angle T. And what's the relationship? This addition of this angle here plus this angle here will give us 100 degrees. So the total angle from here to here is vertically opposite this angle T. We will explain angle a theorem on line geometry. We say that vertically opposite angles are equal. Please, if you have not watched that, please go back and watch those videos. That is, this angle here, 70 plus 30, this total angle that is here from here to here is vertically opposite to this angle T. Likewise, this angle that is not given here is vertically opposite to this angle that is not given as well. So, vertically opposite angles are equal. And that's how you have it that angle T is equal to 30 degrees plus 70 degrees, which is equal to 100 degrees. Reason, vertically opposite. So that means angle T is 100 degrees. Also, there's a relation between this angle T and angle U. The relation is that angle T and angle U are what? Alternate angles. And alternate angles are what? Equal. If you don't understand that, please go back to the couple of videos you have made in the past. You will understand how we can get alternate angles in a parallel line. So angle T and angle U are equal. And now we are having that angle U equals to T equals to 100 degrees. And raising that alternate angles. And if that is the case, since our U is 100, we can find our S saying that angle on a straight line and angle on a straight line is equal to what? 180 degrees. So if I remove 100 from 180 degrees, that will give us angle S, which is 80 degrees. Or better still, you can still say that angle T plus angle S will give us 180 degrees. Reason being that they are both opposite interior angles of parallel lines. Opposite interior angle, they are both opposite interior angles. So both of them will add up to 180 degrees. All these things we have talked about in their previous video. Then addition of T plus S will give us 180 degrees. We are having here opposite interior angles. So, but our T is 100 degrees plus S equals 180. So you can find our X by removing 100 from 180 degrees. That will give us angle S is 80 degrees. Also, we know that angle S and angle W as well, they have relationship. That is, they are vertically opposite angle. So, vertically opposite angles are what? Are equal. That is why angle W is equal to what? 80 degrees. You can also find it this way, that angle U and angle W are also angle on a straight line. And angle on a straight line are what? Equal to 180 degrees. So angle U is already 100 degrees. So if I remove 100 from 180, that'll give me angle W, which is also 80 degrees. So you have different method of solving this question. I hope you understand this question now. So I will see in the next video. Please do like the video, share the video, comment on it, then share it with your friends. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to it so that you can keep notifying you whenever. Hello viewers, my name is Mr. Adebanjo, and I want to welcome you to another video still on parallel geometry, whereby we talk about parallel lines and the angles that could be formed on parallel lines and how we can use it to solve problem. In our last video, we solved one problem on parallel lines, and this is the second question we're going to be solving on the parallel lines. So if you have not watched that video, please go back and watch it before you watch this video. Now, if you look at the parallel line, I told you that anytime you are given question on parallel line, first of all, identify the parallel line given to you, then identify the line of transversal before you can make attempt of solving the question. Of course, now you agree with me that you can see that there is arrow on this line and there's also arrow on this line. That means those are the two parallel lines involved. Then you can see that this line cut across those two lines. That means that line is a line of transversal. Then also that means all angles will be formed. Angle is formed here, angle is formed here, angle is formed as Z and Y. Then another angle is also formed as X here. We have to find angle X, Y, Z. Then if that should be the case now, we are going to be using the angles on parallel lines and angles at a point to solve this problem. Reason being that we can find this angle X first. We are given that the angle that is here is 312 degrees. We know that for this angle to complete angle at a point, that means this angle here, angle S here, need to be found so that we can have angle at a point. If you don't know that, go back to our previous video on the line geometry. You will know what angle at a point is all about. It means that angle X here plus angle 312 degrees will give us 360 degrees, raising angles at a point, because angle at a point are equal to 360 degrees. So angle X plus angle 312 here will give us 360 degrees, angles at a point. Then from there you can find our X by removing 312 from 360 degrees, and that will give us 48 degrees. So that means angle X here is 48 degrees. And if that should be the case now, there's a relationship between this angle X and angle Y. There's a relation between angle X and angle Y. And this angle S here and angle Y, there's a relation between them. What's the relationship? We talk about corresponding angle in the parallel lines. Angle Y and angle Z are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are equal. And as I've explained how you can get corresponding angle in when we are explaining parallel lines. So if you have not watched it, please go back and watch it. So angle Y and angle S are corresponding angles. So and corresponding angles are equal. That means angle Y is also what, 48 degrees. And if angle Y is 48 degrees, that means we can find angle X, angle Z rather, angle Z, and angle Z and angle Y are both on a straight line. They are on this straight line. So that means the addition will give us what, 180 degrees. Angle Y and plus angle Z will give us 180 degrees, reason angles on a straight line. We have already also talked about angle on a straight line in a couple of videos back. So if you want to know more, watch that video. Then if our Y is 48 degrees, then we can find our Z by saying Z equals to 180 minus 48 degrees, and our Z will be equals to 132 degrees. So please, that the solution to that question. More videos are coming on the parallel geometry, and if you understand it, please comment on the videos, like it, share the videos, and we'll see you in the next video. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to the video, to our channel, so that you can receive update notification when else we post another video. Thank you and God bless. My name is Mr. Adebanjo, and in today's class we are going to talk about these questions still on parallel geometry. And if you look at the question, we are having two parallel lines, SU, and parallel line SV. Oh, sorry, TV rather. Why are they parallel line? Because you can see there is arrow on this. There is also arrow on this one as well. Well, we have to find the value of angle marked X. That is this angle that is here. But if you look at this question very well, you discover that there is no line of transversal yet in this question. Because I told you that anytime you are given a question on the parallel line to solve, first of all, identify the parallel lines and the line of transversal in the question. You have been able to identify the two parallel lines, this and this one. But is there any line of transversal yet? No. Because a line of transversal is a line that cuts across two parallel lines. So you can't tell us that this line UX is a line of transversal. No, because it's only touched this parallel line, it did not touch this one. And cannot tell us that line SV also is a line of transversal. No, because it only touched this parallel line, did not touch this one. So that means there's no way you can solve this question yet until we improvise and complete the missing thing there. So what is the missing thing there? There's a case whereby you can try to introduce another parallel lines to a question so that it can help us to solve the question at that moment. So if I introduce another parallel line straight like this now to bisect this angle, to cut this angle, I can introduce another parallel line now to pass through this angle here, straight like this. That's another straight line, which is parallel to these two parallel lines. So we are having three parallel lines now. I can introduce another parallel line like this now. So when I introduce another parallel lines that that means this line now becomes a line of transversal, because you'll be touching this parallel line and this parallel line, the new parallel line we introduce. Also, this line also will become a line of transversal because you'll be touching that parallel line we introduced and these parallel lines. So that's how you are going to solve that question. And if you look at the solution you have in there, this is the solution. You can see now that I've introduced another parallel lines here, which I use broken line to represent. The reason why I'm using broken line is that because we are the one that introduced that parallel line, that we are not giving the question. So that's why I use broken line. So that's another parallel line. That's why you're having arrow on it as well. So once I introduce that parallel line, you can see that angle S is still there. That's what we are looking for. Don't forget. But you can see that this line now has now become a line of transversal because it's touching this parallel line and this parallel line. Also, this line as well, this small line as well, has become a line of transversal as well. Why? Because it's touching this line, parallel line, and this no parallel line we have introduced. Now, from there now, we can now, since we know this angle 312 degrees given to us, we can find this missing angle that is here, this small angle that is here, using what? Angle at a point is equal to 360 degrees. And that's what you're having there, that angle, this angle is 312 degrees. You can find, I name this angle F. I name it that angle, missing angle there, F. So you can find angle F using what? Angle F plus angle 312 degrees equals to 360 degrees. Reason being that angle at a point is equal to what? 360 degrees. So from there you can find our angle F by saying that 360 minus 312, that will give us angle which is 48 degrees. That means this angle here is 48 degrees. And if that should be the case now, once I introduce another parallel line as I've introduced it here right now, you can see that another angle is formed here and another angle is also formed here. That's why I call it angle B and angle A, as you can see. Now, between this parallel line and this parallel line here, you can see that there's a relation between this angle here, angle F and angle B. If you look at it closely, this one will form something like Z, this line to here, then to this line as well. So that means angle here and this angle here, they have relationship. What's relationship? They are alternate angle. And alternate angles are what? Are equal. So that means angle B is equal to angle F. And that's what you're having here, that angle B is equal to angle F, 48 degrees, alternate angle. Then also, if you look at this parallel line as well, and this line, and this new parallel line that is formed here as well, you discover that this angle A that is formed here, and this angle 52 here, they have relationship as well. They have relationship as well. Reason, look at it. It forms something like Z. It forms like something like Z. This line, then this line. So that means this angle here and this angle here, they have relationship, which is what? Alternate angle also. So that means angle A is also what? 52 degrees, alternate angle. Then if you had this angle plus this angle A plus angle B plus angle X that is here, that will give us angle at a what? Angle at a point. So angle A plus angle B plus angle S equals to 360 degrees, angle at a point. But our angle A is 52, angle B is 48, plus angle S that we are looking for equal to 360 degrees. What's 58 plus 48? That will give us 100 plus S equals to 360 degrees. From there, we can find our S to be equal to 360 minus 100, and that will give us 160 degrees. That means angle X there that we were looking for is 260 degrees. The angle S we are looking for here is 260 degrees, and that's the solution. If you don't understand, please go through the video again, and then like the video, subscribe to our channels, comment on it, and we'll see you in the next video. Please share the video with your friends, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for listening. And we are talking about how we could identify those angles, and we have used them to solve problems in the couple of videos we have had. We are going to continue from where we stopped, and the question we are going to solve in this video is one you are having on the screen right now. The question says we should find the value of y, angle y, given this diagram. And I already told you that when it comes to parallel geometry, when it comes to question on parallel geometry, you have to look at first of all, identify the two parallel lines involved in the question. In this case, now if you look at it, you can see that this first line, this line here, is parallel to this second line. Then because of these arrows, this arrow and this arrow on them, it means they are parallel. Then once you identify the parallel lines, then the next thing to you to identify is the line of transversal. And you know the meaning of line of transversal, the line that cut across two or more parallel lines. So it means that this line you have here is a line of transversal because it cut across these two parallel lines. Then if that should be the case now, having known that, you can now decide to look at the angles involved in parallel lines, such as alternate angle corresponding an opposite interior angle. Then if you look at this question now, you are giving this angle here as angle y, and you are giving this angle here as 4x plus 20 degrees, and you are giving this angle here as 5x minus 11 degrees. Question says you find the value of angle y. Now you can see that there's no way you can find this angle y yet, unless we know the value of the total angle that is in this angle here. If you can find the total angle here, then you can know this angle y, because there's a relation between this angle here and this angle that y you are looking for. So how can we find the total angle here? Is by knowing what our hex is all about. You can find our hex, then you can know the total angle that is here. Then if you look at this angle here, it's an interior angle of this parallel line. And if you look at this angle here as well, which is 5s minus 11, it's also interior angle of this parallel line. And we talk about that opposite interior angles of parallel lines are what? Supplementary. I think we have talked about that in the past, that opposite interior angles are supplementary. That is, when you add them together, they are meant to give you 280 degrees. When you add this angle here plus this angle here together, they are opposite interior. They are meant to give you 180 degrees. Also, this angle that is here and the angle that is here as well. If you add them together, they are meant to give you 180 degrees. So, and that's what you're having under the solution, that angle 4s, the 4s plus 20, which is this angle, plus 5s minus 11, which is this angle, will give us 180 degrees. Opposite interior angles of parallel lines are supplementaries. So if you simplify that further, you have 4s plus 5x, that will give us 9s. When you collect like terms, then 20 minus 11, that will give us 9, equals to 180. Then from there, collect like term further, we have 9, take this 9 to the other side, you have 9s equals to 180 minus 9. Therefore, 9s will give us 180 minus 9 will give us 171. From there, you can find our heads by dividing both sides by 9. And that means you have 199 divided by 9. Then is equals to 19. That means our x here is 19. And our s here is also 19. So if you put your 19 here into this, where your x is here, you can simplify that and get the total angle that is here. And that means you have 4s plus 20 equals to our 4 times, what's our x? 19 plus 20. Then if you simplify that, you have 96. So that means total angle here is 96. All the angle that here is 96. So if this angle here is 96, that means what is angle y? Angle y is also 96 degrees, because there's a relation between this angle here and this angle here, which is what? They are vertically opposite angles. I explain how you can find vertically opposite angles in the line geometry. Vertically opposite angles form something like x. This line, then this line, they form something like x. So this angle here is vertically opposite to this. Then this angle here is vertically opposite to this angle that is here as well. This one angle here. So vertically opposite angles are equal. If you don't understand that, go and check our video on line geometry. You understand vertically opposite angle. So that's the solution to that question, and that's y is 96 degrees. So if you do like the video if you understand it, and if you don't understand, try to watch it a couple of times, you understand. Then like the videos, comment on it. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channels, please do that. Subscribe to the YouTube channels. You can share the video with your friends, and we'll see you in the next video. Hello viewers, my name is Mr.Adebanjo, and I want to welcome you to another episode on parallel geometry. In this video, we'll be solving this particular question you're having on the screen right now. Now, in the question, I told you that the first thing you are to look out for when you are solving question on parallel geometry is the parallel lines involved. Are there parallel lines? Then if there are parallel lines, is there line of transversal? So when you're able to get those lines, then you know what to do from there. You look at this question now, we are having this line to be parallel to this line. Reason, you are having arrows on them. You're having arrows on this and arrows on this. So if that should be the case now, then you can see that this line you're having here, this straight line now, is touching this parallel line and is touching this parallel line. So that means that line is a line of transversal. Also, this line also is touching this parallel line, and it's also touching this parallel line here as well. That means this line is also a line of transversal. Then if that should be the case now, that means you're having two lines of transversal as far as this question is concerned. We are given that this angle here is 2s minus 20 degrees. This angle here is 154 degrees. This angle Q here, you have to find that angle Q. You have to find angle Y. You have to find angle Z. Then you are given this angle here as 4s minus 88. Then if that should be the case now, there's need for us to first of all find the value of our x, so that you can know the total angle that is here, and we can also know the total angle that is here, because we don't know yet. And how do we do that? If this is a parallel line, and which is parallel to this line as well, and this line is a line of transversal, that means there's a relationship between this angle here and this angle here. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. There's a relation between this angle 2s minus 20 and angle 4s minus 88. What is the relationship? If you have been following us since the beginning of this topic, it's called that this angle here and this angle here, they are what? They are alternate angles. I told you how you can find alternate angle in between when you're having parallel lines. Alternate angle forms something like Z. You can see that this angle here is equal to this angle, the alternate angle. And that's what we're having here, that 2s minus 20, which belongs to this angle, is equals to 4s minus 88, which belongs to this angle. Then reason being that alternate angle. Then from there you can collect like terms to find your x. Bring your 4s to this side, you have 2s minus 4s equals to minus 88. You have left at this side. Bring this minus 20 here, it becomes plus 20. So that means you have minus 2x, sorry, you have 2x minus 4, that will give us minus 2x equals to 8 minus 88 plus 20, that will give us minus 68. And if you divide both sides by minus 2, that will give us s to be 34. It means our s is 34. Then if you can put that x here and simplify the total angle here, you will get the angle that is here. So you have 2 times 34, that will give us 68. Then 68 minus 20, that will give us 48. That means this angle here is 48 degrees. Also, this angle here is also 48 degrees. Also, if that is the case now, if you look at, you have to find angle Q as well. You can see that the angle that is left here, the remaining small angle that is here, and this angle 154, they are on the straight line. We have always also talked about angle on a plane line, on the straight line, rather angle on a straight line. That sum of angle on a straight line is equal to what? 180 degrees. That means the remaining angle that is here, which is mark Q, and angle 154. So addition of them will give us what? 180. Reason angle on a what? Straight line. And now we have here that Q plus 154 equals to 180 degrees. Angle on a straight lines. From there you can find our Q to be 180 minus 154. That gives us 26 as Q. Then if our Q is 26, also there's a relation between this angle that is at Q here and this angle Z. There's a relation between this angle Z and angle Q. They are both also alternate what angles? Alternate angles. This is Z. This is Z like this, then like this. So this angle here is alternate to this angle. So that means angle Z is also what? 26 degrees. Reason alternate angles. Then you have gotten that. You can now find our Y. There are ways in which you can find this angle Y. Then this is a triangle like this, like this, like this. It's a triangle. Also, you can also use this triangle to find your Y as well. You already know this as 26. This is 48. 26 plus 48 will give us, plus this small angle that is here, will give us 180 degrees. Reason sum of angle in a triangle. Then if you get this angle that is here, now you can now remove it from 180 to get this Y. Reason angle on a straight line. Or you can get this angle here, which is 48 plus this Q 26. Then find this small angle that is here, this small angle that is here. Then when you get that angle, then you now remove that angle from 180 degrees to get your Y. Reason angle on a straight line as well. So there are many ways. What I use there is that this angle Z here and this angle here, they are both interior angle of this triangle. And there's a theorem we're going to talk about under when we discuss a triangle. There's a theorem that says that the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles of that triangle. The exterior angle of a triangle is equal to some of the two opposite interior angles of that triangle. That is, this angle Y here is exterior angle to this triangle and also this triangle here. So it means that the addition of this angle Z and angle 4s minus 88 will give us Y. And that's what we are having here, that Y is equal to Z plus 4s minus 88. Reason the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of the two opposite interior angles of that triangles. So, but we already get our Z as 26. And we know that this angle here is 48. So that's why we're having 26 plus 48 to be equal to 74 as the value of our angle Y. So the question is very simple as well. If you look at it critically, it's very simple. Then if you understand what you have done there, try to like the video, share it, comment on it, and share the video with other your friends. And if you have not subscribed to our channels, please do so, as we'll be talking about another topic under plane geometry. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Hello viewers, my name is Mr. Adebanjo. I want to welcome you to today's video. It is still a video on parallel geometry, and in this video I'll be going to be solving this question whereby we have to find the value of Y. Now, I told you anytime you have to find the work on parallel geometry, the first thing you need to look out for are the parallel lines and the line of transversal. If you look at this question, discover that the parallel line is this line and this line you have in here. Are the two parallel lines we have in this question. Then, do we have a line of transversal yet? Discover that we don't have a line of transversal yet, because you can't tell us that this line is a line of transversal. This line is no. This line is this line here you have in here, straight line here, is stopped here, and the other one starts from there and stop here. So a line of transversal is a straight line that cut across two or more parallel lines, or that touches two or more parallel lines. But these two lines are not line of transversal because it's not straight. It is you're having two lines here, not a straight line, one straight line. So if there is no line of transversal here, that means there's no way you can be thinking of alternate angle, corresponding angle, or some of the opposite interior angles. You can't be thinking about that yet. So that means there is need for us to first of all introduce parallel lines. So introduce a line of transversal yet before you can now be thinking of solving this question. The question says you are given this angle here as 5y. You are given we are given this angle here as 3y. You are given this angle as 5y, and you are given angle as 136. So you have to find the value of y from there. And if that should be the case, there's no way you can solve this question until we first of all introduce another parallel line here. If you can introduce another parallel line here, straight line here, which is parallel to this line and this line, then you can be thinking of a line of transversal at that moment. So if you have another parallel line here, which is parallel to this one, that means this line here becomes a line of transversal. Also, if this new line you have introduced now is also parallel to this line as well, that means this line here becomes another line of transversal. Then can now be thinking of all those angles we have talked about: alternate angle, corresponding angle, and the opposite interior. Now that's the solution we are having here. That if you look at this, I've introduced another line. I introduce another line. Because I introduced it, I'm using broken line here, because you are the one that introduced the line. Then if that should be the case, now that's why you are having this line to be broken. And you can see you're having arrows on it, which means it's parallel to this and parallel to this line as well. You can see now that an angle is formed here. An angle is formed here. And there's a relation between that angle and this angle that we are having here. They are both corresponding angle, because we're having this parallel line and this parallel line. So this line here is a line of transversal because it's touching those two parallel lines. So you should be able to identify a corresponding angle by now, based on what you have learned in the past. This angle here and this angle here are corresponding angle. So that's why this angle is 5y. Then this angle here is 3y as well, because this line is also parallel to this line, and that means this line is a line of transversal. So this angle 3y is also corresponding to this new angle that is formed here, which is 3y. But in the question we are given that the total angle here is 136. In the question given to us, total angle that is here is 136. So if that should be the case now, that may the total angle here, which is 5x plus 3y, will give us 136. And that's what we are having here, that 5y plus 3y will give us 136. 5y plus 3y will give us 8y, which is equal to 136. Divide both sides by 8, you get your y as 136 divided by 8, and y is equal to 17. So it means our y is equal to 17. So then if you have to find this angle here, you'll be having 5 times 17. If you have to find the angle that is here, you have 3 times 17. That will give us the angle that is there. So don't forget, anytime you are giving question on the parallel line, first of all, watch out for the parallel lines you're having there, and try to find out the line of transversal. If there's no line of transversal, then there's need for you to first of all introduce another parallel line, so that you can now be having a parallel line of transversal which is touching two or more parallel lines. So if you understand the question, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe for more videos. Then like the videos, comment on it, and then share the videos. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Hello viewers, my name is Mr. Adebanjo, and I want to welcome you to today's teaching
on parallel geometry. In the last video, we solved some problems on parallel geometry, and we used the parallel geometry, the theorem we have learned so far, how we can identify parallel lines, how we can identify line or transversal, how we can identify alternate angles, corresponding angles, and the opposite interior angles, and how we could use them to solve problems. So that means if you have not watched those videos, please go back and watch those videos so that you can understand very well how you can apply parallel lines to solve problems. Having understood that, then these are the two questions for you. This question on the screen right now, and the second question, this one, the question I want you to attempt. If truly you have understood very well those concepts in those two videos we have made so far, you should be able to solve this question. There are past questions, past questions they have attempted in the past, so you too should be able to do them. My own is to also give you an hint on how to go about it. If you look at the video we did, last video we did, we have a question like this one, like this, having this line, something like this, and this line, and a parallel line this way. So now I told you what to do on how to solve that question. In this case now, if you look at this parallel line and this parallel line, but you can see that there is no line of transversal yet in this question. In this question, there's no line of transversal yet. So what do? You can create another parallel lines here, another parallel line to bisect this angle R into two equal halves. Then once you get that parallel line, that means this line become a line of transversal. Then you should know what to do from there. Then also you can also introduce another parallel line here as well. Then that means that parallel line will bisect this angle into two equal halves as well. Then that means this line SR and line ST becomes a line of transversal as well. So from there, you should be able to apply alternate angle, corresponding angle, and opposite interior angle to solve the questions. Since you now have line of transversal after introduction of these parallel lines and this parallel line, the question says you find value of R, which is this angle that is here. So with that logic, this little logic given to you, you should be able to solve that question. Then the second question here as well, you're having this parallel line, and this is another parallel line. But if you look at very well, the question says we should find angle GHB, which is this small angle that is here. Then you can see that there's no line of transversal yet in this question as well, because look at this line AB, it's not straight, it's bent here, so it's not straight. So if it is, assuming it is straight like this now, then it becomes a line of transversal. So what do? You can try to complete this straight line, this straight line AB, complete it so that it will touch this parallel line, then it becomes a line of transversal. Then from there, you can find the remaining angle that is here. Then the angle that is formed here, when this line crosses this line here, there's an angle formed there. That angle has a relationship with this angle 3x. I won't tell you, but you should be able to know that. Then this angle here is 7x. Then you'll be able to find this remaining angle here using angle in a straight line. Then sum of angle in a triangle will help you solve that angle. So that's the clue I'm giving you. Then if you understand that, then try to solve those questions, then submit your answer in the comment section of this video. And if you have not subscribed to this video, please subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. But if you have subscribed, don't bother to press the subscribe button. Then like, comment on the video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.